Hi, I'm Phyllis from I Sew in the Doll Corner, and welcome back to my channel. And welcome any new subscribers. And if you're a new subscriber, you might want to check out some of my older videos. And as you may not know, I'm working on a sampler quilt out of all scraps, and I'm using up my scraps for it, so you'll see all kinds of prints, and the odd time I will, if I don't have quite a big enough piece, I will sew a little seam in it, and I don't think it'll be noticed in the quilt unless you get pretty picky. But my quilts are quilts to be put on the bed and cuddled up in. So this is the block that I was working on last time. It's a Dresden plate. This one has 20 pieces around it, little petals I'll call them, and this one only has 8, and this is the one I was working the other day. And I fussy cutted the little boat houses out. So that's, I just wanted to show you what it looked like when it was finished. Now, today I'm going to show you the 4-patch. The 4-patch is one of the, it's in a lot of the quilts, there's a 4-patch in it, or sometimes you make a whole quilt with 4 patches. So 4 patches, 4 pieces of fabric, squares, all the same size, different colors, and different fabrics. And I have chose for this one to put in crumbs. So I made some crumb blocks up. And I have made a whole, well, actually I think I've made 2, maybe even 3 4-patch quilts, and by just little crumbs and pieces put together. And then 2 plain pieces, or whatever you want. You can make them tiny little 4 patches, and you can make them large. But these are a 5.25 inch. So you take and you sew 2 of them together, and you sew the other ones together, and you can see where I pieced this block. And I don't think that'll be noticed much when the quilt is all quilted. So that's your 4-patch. But you can do a lot with the 4-patch. I am going to make it disappear with these blocks. And what I did was I am measuring 1.5 inches out. Now, if I had my cutting board, I would use my rotary cutter, but I'm just going to draw some lines, and you can probably see the line here. And then I went out 1.25 inches, or 1.5 inches, sorry, and drew another line. And then I went up 1.25 inches, or 1.5 inches. Why do I want to say quarter? 1.5 inches up here, drew a line, and 1.5 inches passed on this side of that line. So I'm out 1.5 inches both ways. And now I'm going to cut this in up. Of course, this can be done with the rotary cutter. But when you have the rotary cutter, you want to keep it all together. So I'll put it back together again. And I like to just take and reverse this. Each one of the and see how that changes it. Now that I've got a little 4 patch in the center. And then you end up with a 9 patch, so you sew these together like this. Like this goes in like this. And this goes in like that. So that's your 9 patch. And I made it with just and that's my disappearing 4 patch. You can see I just reversed each one of these. Now there's other ways you can do it as well, but I kind of like this layout. And you've got your light squares going this way, and you've got your dark squares going this way. And if you have a whole quilt like this, it looks quite nice. And this is another way to change up the 4 patch. I put half square triangles on either side and my scraps, my crumbs. So this is number 20, block number 20. And if I use, if I'm not sure whether I'll put this one in or not. I may. So we'll call this number 20. And this comes out to 9 inches, and that's what I want them to come out to, 9 inches. And that was with the 5 1/4 inch for 4 patches. Okay, and that's, please subscribe to my channel, touch the bell, and check out my Etsy shop. And thanks for watching. Bye now.